Hello, my name is Karla. We are Team 1 and we will present we wish the museum was more modern. The Museo Sonora de la Revolución is located in the former home Mr. Francisco Obregón, who kept a private collection for a long time. The family home was remodeled as a museum and exhibits Sonora's participation in the Mexican Revolution 100 years after its inception. It is house recruit for the new generations so they can enter the era of trained grandfathers or grand-grandfathers. Now, in the circumstances that surrounded them and learn from what they did, left to Fred and Germans. Now that we live in a society when it is no transformation and renewal. It is good opportunity to apprehend tomorrow from yesterday. It is pleasing better you to walk from the rooms and to look and pass through in this present. The place after a visitor another look at identity, culture and history of the region. As long as the difference of transformation and renewal. It is good opportunity to apprehend tomorrow from yesterday. It is pleasing better you to walk from the rooms and to look and pass through in this present. The place after a visitor another look at identity, culture and history of the region. As long as the difference of what in which the link when well nature man has occurred.
My name is Fabiola Guadalupe Arredondo García, and I am going to explain what are some of the major problems facing museums today, as museums have entered a time of great change. Their institutions now need visitors, not only to justify their funding, but also to redefine their role in society. The great house, the objects, and the content of the collection need the participation of the visitor to justify their existence as guardians and caretakers of a culture, preserving it for future generations. At how many museums are police funding their survival today is by no means warranted. An active dialogue with potential visitor and existing audience with a special interest group is more than necessary. We all agree that museums and galleries play an essential role in helping citizens understand their place in the world and their heritage, as well as making it possible to connect our past with our present and our future. But also a problem in the fact of neglect that has occurred in recent years, and these places doesn't have an invited view to visit for the reason has suffered a dramatic decline in visitors. Are not only places with empty rooms that are losing their purpose. Although we know that the current pandemic is also one of the biggest drawbacks to make this visit to these places, there is not circumstance that doesn't require a timely situation. Another problem in discussing information about what is presented in the exhibition, there is no explicit explanation of the words that are seen. What do you mean? What specific context one has? How the figures and other elements are related?
Hi, I am Eduardo, and I'm going to say the solution of this problem. So, this should remind us that the fundamental role of the museum is to serve their visitors. To do this effectively and efficiently, we need to understand the motivation and needs of different segments of the audience, and create an environment that offers a wide range of experiences. We must remove a commitment to be close to them, while preserving and securing all the collection for the future generation. The museum also has an obligation to address the process of reaching new audiences and retaining visitors to keep them coming back. Okay, and then it will have to be made a little more attractive to the eye. Speaking of the facade of the museum, since unfortunately the new generations are less interested in them of story. That's something that happens to young people. They aren't interested in this kind of history. As we are in the area in which everyone is connected through social networks, the most correct thing would be that through networks, interaction are made with the museum, and the public becomes a little more interested to visit the museum to know a little more history and the role that the city of Sonora had in La Revolucion. Make the government of the municipality pay attention to this place and to everything possible so that the people of the municipality and the state make visitors more often. Okay. Play games to attract younger people, for example children. Make dynamics that entertain them, to incite them, want them to visit the museum. Some ideas of games could be to see paint and try to guess the title of the works, and the winner would be the one who comes closest, the funniest, and as they decide.
Hello, my name is Carmen. I am going to talk about the resources needed to improve the museum. These are the proposals. Here a person to be in charge of the museum social networks to inform about news, discounts, upcoming events, or upcoming dynamics. That is to say, to partner with a community manager. The price to hire a community manager normally range from 3,000 pesos to 10,000 pesos, depending of the qualification of the community manager. Put up a sign or banner with the most colorful name, perhaps with a background image about Sonora in the Revolution. The price or an illuminating sign for the name of a business or establishments is between 2,500 pesos and 6,000 pesos, depending on the size or type of illumination. Here more museum staff, such as a guide, supervisors, salespeople, etc. Since there are few workers who can provide service in any situation or at any time, museum staff salaries clearly vary depending on the people who go to the museum or the souvenirs sold in the case or vendors, approximately 2,000 pesos to 5,000 pesos for a week. Give to visitors a souvenir such as a cap to or t-shirt with the name of the museum or a specific work or of art. The price of a cap with a logo or image will be between 200 pesos and 500 pesos.
Hello, my name is Cristhian Ponce and I will talk about the people who could be involved in the project to improve the Museo Sonora en la Revolución. First, I will talk about why we choose this place to improve it. It seems to us that this museum is one of the most undervalued places in the city, but it's because the place doesn't call people to go. To know the history of Sonora, it is not attractive, but we believe that this place, with a good maintenance, can be a nice place to visit with the family in a weekend, or it will be a nice place to know a little more about the past of this beautiful state called Sonora. Who could be involved in this project? In order to carry out all the actions described above, project supervision is required. For this reason, this help and supervision of the government is needed. In addition to the government, people interested in preserving the history of Sonora could be involved in this project. Not necessarily physically or financially, these people can help by sharing this project on social networks with friends, relatives, acquaintances, etc. People outside and inside Sonora could be involved because many people from other states want to know more about the history of Sonora, and they could help spread the word about the project. For this purpose could be made invitations or a type of membership to people who support the museum to become a better place, mainly to people who help economically or with clear and precise ideas for the development on this project. The schools also play an important role since in most of the school years the students are invited by the museum to learn part of the history of Sonora, and the same students of the schools could contribute with a help to the museum. No matter how small it may be, they will be able to raise funds to improve some aspect of the place.